Hey, what's up guys, Somebody here. We're back with another show. The race for Champions League spot heats up. Mamelodi Sundowns won the title, yes, but which players need to worry about their future? Let's go.
That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in, I guess.
You know it's me.
Seeing that the title is wrapped up, now the focus is on second and third place, which is the CAF Champions League spot and the Confederations Cup spot as well. Here's the updated league. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. 5 games left for the 3 teams that are there. Who will secure those places? Let's focus on the first team, which is Orlando Pirates. They're still in second at this moment. And I have to tell you, I'm 100% sure they're going to be there. They will play CAF football next season. Whether if it's CAF Champions League or Confederations Cup, I think they will be there. They have the squad. They've got the key players. And even the key players are contributing as well. I mean, Lorch has just come back and he's scoring goals. You can just see the team is looking a lot better. And they're not so heavily reliant on Monapule Seleng. They concede the least of the 3 teams. That's the plus side for them. And then it leaves us with the 2 teams. There's the SuperSport, there's Kaizer Chiefs. SuperSport for me are favorites. Why are they favorites, Shakes? They're favorites because I think they make less mistakes than Kaizer Chiefs does. They concede less goals than Kaizer Chiefs does. And you know what is key? It's the coach, Gavin Hunt. The experience that he has within South African football, having to win the league titles that he has won. I just think he's got far more experience than Atazwane, and it has been able to show on the pitch as well. And when Gavin Hunt, the difference between the 2 coaches, when Gavin Hunt drops points, he speaks about, we will be fine. I remember when they lost against Orlando Pirates, they asked him, are you worried about the CAF spots? He said, no, we will be fine. That's all he said. When Atazwane drops points, this past weekend against Marumo Gallants, he questioned the mentality of the players. He spoke about their attitude. He said they don't carry out instructions. He was not sure what happened within the second half. Basically saying he does not know. He does not know. He tells them one thing at halftime, and they come out looking very different in the second half. Are there players at Kaizer Chiefs that I think do not understand the magnitude of playing for Kaizer Chiefs? 100%. But I could not believe he said that. And the reason why I could not believe Atazwane said that with regards to the players' attitude, firstly, it's late on in the season. It's very late to be questioning the players' attitude at this current moment. And you're the head coach. You are the head coach, Atazwane. Like, these players' attitude is going to stem from you and how you treat them. I look at my life, the reason why I hold myself to a particular standard is because my parents raised me a particular way. My siblings made sure I was in check. So seeing that you're their head coach, you have to keep them in line. I mean, I look over at the other side, at Klorkop, Rhulani, he's 36 years old. But you just see him on the touchline. He always holds a particular standard for what Sundowns need to play. And the players too. He protects them too as well. But he demands it from them. And I think with Atazwane, he's done this more than once. He's shifted the blame to the players. Now you're questioning their attitude. Then you're saying they're not finishing chances. When are you going to take responsibility? That's my question. And he's done it a few times. And I think for me, it's something that he must come to and say, maybe he has been soft. Maybe you've been soft. Maybe you've gone too easy with the players. So for me, I don't think Kaizer Chiefs will get the CAF spots. I just think they make too many mistakes. But also, Atazwane, you need to take responsibility for that too. Congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns. Obviously, they wrapped up the league very early. They played Swallows this past weekend, but they didn't look like champions. They wanted to get more points, the way that they were fighting for 3 points, pressing Swallows. But the Birds held firm, and they did not concede. It was goalless, and they got the point that they needed, Swallows. But what I found interesting was, before the game starts, you see the players walking out the bus, they've got their headsets on, and Lukubeni was walking out for Swallows, and I was like, oh yeah, he's on loan. He's on loan from Mamelodi Sundowns. I actually forgot that. He's a Sundowns player, and he's been on loan for quite a bit. He's played for the likes of Maritzburg United and as well as TTM, but he's only played 8 times for Mamelodi Sundowns. And when I saw him walk out, I just thought, I think it's time, eh? I think it's time him and Sundowns just part ways. If they're sending out on loan all the time, it almost seems like you don't have necessarily a future there. And I thought to myself, wait a second, just hold on. How many players really need to consider their futures at Mamelodi Sundowns? One thing you will find surprising is how many players they have out on loan. So I had to do some really, really good research here. Look at those names. I mean, that's over 15 players out on loan from Mamelodi Sundowns. I did not know that. I did not. And as you can see, I put a tick to the ones that I think might have a future at Mamelodi Sundowns. But there are a few that I want to go through that I just don't think there's no future here. Promise Mkuma, for example. You know, he's been someone that they thought was going to be the star for Mamelodi Sundowns, but he's 22. He's running out of time. Keletso Makgalo as well. Grant Magaman is an interesting one because Andile Jali is going to be, looks like he's going to be leaving soon. We haven't seen Andile Jali as yet. Happy birthday to him, which was yesterday. But Grant Magaman can come in and take that position. Divine Lunga, there's so many left backs that are there. Too many. Terrence is there, Mudiba's there. But there's just so many players on loan that I think it's time they part ways. And some of these players, they're out on loan, perhaps maybe in the hope that they're going to go back to Sundowns and contribute in some way. But I don't think these players are going to contribute. I mean, one of these players, their agents came out and said, who wouldn't want to be associated with Mamelodi Sundowns? I hear you. I'd love to be associated with Sundowns, but I would like to be associated in the terms that I'm contributing to the success. There's no point that I'm associated to them on loan and I'm not contributing anything. So, I mean, I look at Siandam Sani as well. He's doing well at Richards Bay. I think he is someone that can come back in. He's 21 years old. Lal Lekay, that's an interesting one. That is a very interesting one as well because Sundowns have shown in every other position they've been really good, but it's just that left back position that has been shaky and someone needs to grab it. So does Lal Lekay come back? I'm not necessarily sure, but those players that I have as stars, especially Igodaru, you know, he's doing well at Chipa. He's scoring goals. The goalkeeper situation is going to be very interesting because I think Watenga and Jody February can't stay, both of them. One of them needs to go. That's the lone players. We're not finished yet. Now we go to the current squad that's there. They've got 38 players at this current moment. Now, which players do I think need to also consider their futures? The goalkeepers, Onyango and Mwini. I mean, they are, you know, in their late 30s. I think they will choose when they need to go. Katleo Mohammed as well. You know, even him, I'm slightly disappointed because he played for the youth, Bafana, and he's not been able to grow in a sense. And Lejali, I think his contract is going to be expiring. Saavedra, I'm waiting, hey? Like, I'm waiting. I'm seriously waiting for him to blow. But those are the rest of the names that I have there on screen. Hashim Domingo as well. He's playing really well, and I think Hashim Domingo is a very good player, but I don't think we have seen the best of what he can do. So I'm giving him time for that, but he's 27 years old. So even with him, time is almost like running out. He's almost 30 as well. There's a lot of changes that I think is going to happen at Mamelodi Sundowns, and I say this because they're starting to introduce youth. There's young players that are now starting to come in, and those young players need the game time, as Rhulani has mentioned. Now, if they're going to need game time, that means these players that I've put up on screen have to worry about their position at the club. But what my surprise is, I cannot believe how many they are. But as for the players, look after your career. You only have one. It's time for our weekly bet of the week. The purpose of this segment is to show you my bet slip in hopes that it helps yours light and green. The more accurate, the more cash you get. Let's get into it. So before I get into my bet of the week this week, I had a bittersweet day yesterday. Arsenal drew against Liverpool, but look how much money I made. I won 3 bets in one game. 3 bets in one game. Man, this week's going to be nice for me. I think it's going to be very nice. Champions League this week. So I've put in Champions League games and I've also put in Europa Conference as well. We've got Benfica going up against Inter, Benfica or draw. That's the first one. Manchester City going up against Bayern over 2.5 goals. I can just see goals happening over there. AC Milan against Napoli. The last game was 4-0 to AC Milan. I've gone it over 1.5. Real Madrid against Chelsea over 1.5. And the last one, Gent against West Ham United over 1.5. The odds 4.99. Just missed out on the 5. But here's the big part about Betway. It gives you the win boost. So from just 550, it turns into 3K. And those are my selections for this week. That is Bet of the Week, sponsored by Betway. Remember to practice responsible betting at betway.co.za. Until the next one, all the best. We've come to the end of the show, but there's always that one thing I gotta leave you with. Another change? I think Cheaper's running out of lives. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified for future episodes.